But still, you want to feel muscle rather than skin when you find your landmark here. There's about 3 chun from here to here, and you want to be about 1 chun up for your small intestine 9. This can be needled a number of different ways. It can be needled into the latissimus dorsi muscle to relieve trigger points. You can go up or down or various directions there. You can needle underneath the scapula, but not through the lungs. And you can release some of the subscapularis muscle. That can be needled in different directions. Wherever you find the tenderness, if you're going to use this point, it's usually for shoulder problems, frozen shoulder even. You can even needle this point toward the shoulder joint itself, just like you needle the eyes of the shoulder toward the shoulder. You can needle this toward the shoulder joint if you're cautious and use a long enough needle. This point has a lot of different things you can do with it to deal with problems of the shoulder musculature and even the shoulder joint. Now, Deadman's picture of small intestine 10, I told you, puts the point a little too low, just like he does with these eyes of the shoulder. And the point is actually, if you follow the bottom of the spine of the scapula to where it turns and becomes the acromion, that's the point right there, is small intestine 10. And ignore Deadman's instruction that it's vertically superior to small intestine 9. It might be, it might not be. People have different shoulder morphologies. You might see more of an angular relationship between these 2 points instead of straight up and down. And what you have to search for is the bony landmark here. And it feels to me like a little curved place in the bone just before it becomes the acromion. Okay? And I will definitely give you good feedback to help you with this one. Now, from there, small intestine 11 is on the shoulder blade itself, the textbook version. But there's a deep small intestine 11 that's underneath the shoulder blade. It's in the subscapularis muscle. And we're going to talk about both of those. So the trick to finding small intestine 11 is to find the spine of the scapula from the medial border to the acromion. Find the halfway point. Now you're at the halfway point. Find the inferior angle. Go 1/3 of the way from this halfway point of the spine of the scapula to the inferior angle. So in this location here, and then rub around, search around. You're going to find a little divot in the bone. Sometimes it's tender. Is that tender on you?
A little, yeah.
A little bit. If it's exquisitely tender, the Japanese consider this to be a heart reflex. It reflects the condition of the heart. And so if it's exquisitely tender, your patient may have heart problems, literal blood pump problems, rather than the heart as the home of the spirit. It's interesting that if you think about it, bring Mr.